Season 3, do you know what I mean? Season 3, do you know what I mean? Let me hear it. Season 3, do you know what I mean? Anime Legend Season 3, Afro X hit it for all you legendary folks. Listen up, it's a brand new season, now we about to erupt. You ain't ready for what's coming, it's about to get tough. I'm the Prince of all Saiyans, and I'm more than enough. Welcome back, legends, all the haters be captain. I'm not gonna let you lay a single hand on my captain. Anime fan, got my plan in the can as I summon my stand and the camera pan to my face in this place as I stare into space. I'm a legend at base and I never show grace in my flow, toe to toe. It's that dude from Naruto, about to blow. Here we go, season 3, start the show! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 13th episode of the third season of Anime Legends. My name is Afro X, the anime guide, here to guide the new into some of the old and the old into some of the new. And speaking of the new, we are going to be talking about a very, very hip recent anime that is on Netflix right now if you would like to watch it. Today we're going to be talking about The Haunted House. And so I'm going to start right off going into the topic, and then we will be doing sponsors, and after that I will be looking at the chat. So definitely make sure to put questions, comments, stuff like that in the chat, and I will address it. Speaking of the chat, right off the bat, we have Trixie Anime Hater in here, the biggest fan of the Afro X channel. Thank you so much. So happy that you are here. All right. Well, today we are talking about The Haunted House. The Haunted House. All right. So, I've talked about the Haunted House on here before when we did the week where we talked about kids anime. So the Haunted House, just for a recap, is a no cap recap. That's cool. Anyways, the Haunted House is a anime that is about these two kids who become friends with a goblin, and pretty much the premise of it is that they have to they live in a haunted apartment building, and they have to stop all of the ghosts and evil spirits that live in the apartment, and they end up collecting the souls of these spirits and are able to use them in the next episode to defeat the next spirit. So a very, very Pokemon-esque type of thing. So yeah, I mean, it sounds like a dumb show off the bat, but I promise you it's actually better than it sounds. I will say that for it being a very kiddish show, the animation is absolutely beautiful. All of the monsters, all of the ghosts in the story look absolutely amazing, and sometimes even downright scary. So definitely not one to sleep on. Just a little bit of background. So on Netflix, it is called The Haunted House. In the original Japanese, it is called Shinbi Apartment. And sometimes it's even called Shinbi Apartment, The Secret of the Ghost Ball. That is the official title, and I believe that's the title of the manga as well. So I believe why they called it The Haunted House on Netflix is because they didn't want to really tie in or give away anything with Shinbi, because Shinbi is the name of the goblin, and it's also the name of the apartment building, stuff like that. So viewers might draw ties. So, anyways, I recently finished the haunted house, and it was really really good. And I am gonna give out some spoilers for it. Um, so just be warned. I'd say that the spoilers don't detract from the show at all. So, yeah. So pretty much that main premise that I said, where where they defeat ghosts and collect these spirits and stuff like that, is the main premise of the show. Now, the deeper subplot of the show is that there is a shaman kid whose name is Kong Lim. That's right, we're getting into shaman territory. You didn't think Shaman King was going to come up in here, but it's showing up. So his name is Kong Lim. By the way, all of the I believe this is actually based on a manhwa, which is Korean manga. So all of the names in this anime are um Korean. So you'll have names like like the two main kids, their family name, their last name is Ku, and so the girl's name is Hari Ku, and the young boy's name is Duriku. Um, but then you have names like Gaun, and like I said, Kong Lim before. So yes. So the deeper subplot is there's a shaman boy named Kong Lim, and what you don't really find out until later in the story is that his mom was a shamaness, or a shaman, I guess. Anyways, she fought against the ultimate evil, which was a um pretty much a demon whose name was the Underground Nation. Um, and so pretty much just for backstory, like in the beginning, like God had an angel, and this angel saw that humankind was horrible, and he decided against God's warning that he wanted to eradicate all of humanity. And so God kicked him out of heaven, similar to the Lucifer story. And this angel got really upset at this and said, You banish me, then I will become the ruler of my own prison." um, and he absorbed the powers of 8 other ghosts, I believe, and became the Underground Nation. Um, so then the Underground Nation went to Earth to eradicate all of humanity, and this woman who was a shaman tried to defeat him, but was unable to. And as a last ditch effort, she decided that she would seal the Underground Nation within her body, and leave the defeating of the Underground Nation to her son, Kong Lim. So Kong Lim, as a young boy, sees his mother be taken over, possessed by this ancient demon, and so he has to collect the 8 ghosts um, that made up the Underground Nation. And so he collects them by sealing them in talismans. And in order to fight them, he can use a talisman to um, uh, cause or summon a fire. He calls it signal fire. But I like how accurate they made it, because his shamanic, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Shamanic practices are actually seem pretty legitimate. Every time he banishes a spirit, he has a chant that he does. Um, I think it's impure spirits that one can live without. I banish thee and cast thee out. something like that. But it's something really cool. Um, Anyways, he does that chant and banishes them into a talisman, which is very close to it's kind of a mix of shamanic traditions and also like Chinese ghosts, because Chinese ghosts would have talismans on their foreheads, and they would be the slaves of the masters who had tagged them. Um, with the talismans. So, anyways, Kong Lim on a mission to collect 8 ghosts and defeat the underground nation. Um, and this is kind of why I love the show so much, was that the show was able to and God bless to the writers. The show was able to have 2 plots going on at exactly the same time. You had the whole plot with, hey, collect all the ghosts with Hari and Duri, little Pokemon theme over here for kids, and then you had the very serious topics of like possession and demons and actually fighting against ghosts and stuff like that, with Kong Lim. And I like how they were able to mix two storylines that were very different. One that was very much for kids, and one that was very much for older teens or even adults, um, which I just thought was very, very cool. So just for example, some of the ghosts that you run into in the show are I mean, you have your typical like drowned well ghost, which is based on like Sadako lore and stuff like that, girl in the well type stuff. But then you have really, really cool ones like what is it? There is a ghost that was the spirit of a guy whose grave was desecrated by construction, and so he came back as a zombie, and the zombie can like breathe a mist out that turns humans into kind of mindless slaves. There was a marionette ghost that had an alternate dimension with a little ballet music box carousel in it, but she was using humans to be the dancers. Um, one of the things that got really interesting about the show, and it seemed contrived at first, was that Hari somehow unexplainably gained the ability to see into these ghosts' past and see what made them evil, and that's what kind of got them out of jams in the first place. But it actually became became a really important plot point later on in the series, which I thought was very, very cool. Especially, I especially like the story of the beloved bride flower ghost. That was that was very tender. And when you realize that the beloved bride flower is actually not trying to kill people but trying to protect them, I think that's very cool. Um, I like that they had the Mago lady ghost be Hari's grandmother. I thought that was really touching. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just loved the writing of the show in general. Um, I thought that it was great. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. Watch it, The Haunted House, or if you want to watch it in Japanese, it is Shinbi Apartment: The Secret of the Ghost Ball. Um, but yeah, it is good, and I would say it's definitely in the realm of anime that can be easily misjudged, which we'll talk about someday, along with Puella Magi Madoka Magica. Um, that Yeah, it's just animes where you think they're for kids or little girls, but they are not. Um. Anyways, I'm gonna go into the sponsors and some announcements right now. If you are watching right now on live stream, definitely make sure to drop comments in the chat, questions, stuff like that, because we are gonna need some content for part 2 of this. Anyways, Starting off, um, so most people that are here every week know that I like to talk about my Patreon. You can find that at www.patreon.com/AfroX. I'm not going to go through all the tiers right now, but on other, or if you go to that, you'll be able to see the different tiers. And you can choose to donate on Patreon in the form of $5, $10, $30, $50, and $100 a month. What I will tell you is that the more you donate, the more representation you will get on the channel. From at $5 a month, getting your name shown at the end of every edited video, all the way up to I believe it's at $30 a month. You get your name shown and announced in fancy lettering with fully edited audio, and at $100 a month, you will get 5 minutes on all of my live streams to plug your content. Um, so yeah, that is about Patreon. If you go to www.teespring.com/store /afro-x-2, and if that's too hard, there is a link in the description of all my edited videos. But anyways, at that link, you will find the AfroX official t-shirt, which has the AfroX logo on the front and the AfroX slogan on the back, which is, of course, stay legendary. If you want to find me on social media, we have the AfroX Facebook page. We also have the official AfroX fan club. And if you join that, you'll be added to a chat group where you will be able to see whenever I am planning on doing something different. It's actually in the back of my head, but I'm thinking of adding a new section to that chat group that will be I'll probably do a suggestions part and also a schedule part, just so everyone knows what's going on. On TikTok, I am AfroX_YT, and super excited to announce that on TikTok, the AfroX_YT TikTok has gotten over 300 followers. I believe we're at 302 right now. Super excited to see that. Gonna be doing a lot more content on there. But yeah, if you go onto the TikTok, you're gonna see more of this beautiful mug. Um, anyways, that is the TikTok. On Twitter and Instagram, I am at the real Afro X. Even though Twitter is dying. And the AfroX channel does not currently have a Snapchat, but we will be working on that. All right. That was the sponsors. A little bit of news concerning the channel. I'm quitting YouTube. No, I'm kidding. Oh, this is my baby. I could never give it up. And but there is news with the channel, which is that we are currently at 372 subscribers. Super happy because from that. One big thing I do want to ask the community is when you are watching my videos, I'd appreciate it if you watched all the way to the end, just because audience retention is a giant thing. Right now it looks like we're getting about an average of a minute 15 for audience retention, which is great, which is wonderful. Um, a lot of channels don't even get that, but I definitely want to make sure we're getting as much audience retention as we can, especially at the beginning of videos. Beginning of videos are so important, just because one common thing that happens on YouTube is you get what's called the fall off, where your video starts and your audience retention just plummets. Um, but yeah, so when you're watching the video, please, I would implore you to watch all the way to the end, or at least like a good halfway into the video. I would definitely appreciate that. But yeah, uh, that's about it for sponsors. Um, Tricks here says, sounds like you had a good time with Haunted House. I did. It's a great anime. Definitely would recommend it. Um, since there's not a lot in the chat right now, I'm gonna do the segment that we always do, which is what anime slash manga have you watched slash read this week? What anime slash manga have you watched slash read this week? Let me know in the comments. As for me, I read the newest chapter of One Piece, which is 1085. Um, you can see my live read and review of that on the channel. Um, but yeah, outside of that, I haven't really watched any anime this week. I desperately want to get back into watching the One Piece anime, just because I've missed all the episodes where like what is it? Sanji beats Queen and Zoro beats King, and I definitely wanted to see the Zoro beats King moment, just because I felt like the anime can maybe shed some more light on if Zoro actually died in that moment, or if he was just seeing a vision given by Enma, or what was going on. Because when reading the manga, what we do know is that Chopper did say that all of his wounds, so he was given the miracle serum, but Chopper said that all of his wounds would come back double. And so after he beat King, I was wondering if that moment was like a moment that he actually died. Um, which, if Zoro has died, then my theory of people who have died knowing that they're inside of a comic book would come into play. I'm definitely thinking that that theory is a lot more prevalent, just because of recent events in the manga. Just stuff that Emu said, stuff like that. But I honestly think it would be extremely cool if I turn out to be the reviewer that is correct, and I completely nailed that at the end of the story. The reveal is that the One Piece and Laugh Tale is discovering that is the characters discovering that they are inside a work of fiction. Um, but yeah, Trixier says read One Piece, no anime watch. Okay. So exactly like me then. I think that's very cool. One big thing to talk about is that we do not have One Piece manga for the next month. That's right. Ichiro Oda is taking a break to get eye surgery and do recovery. And God bless that man for drawing the manga with the stigmatism. I wonder if the manga is going to be even better now that his eyesight will be fixed. Not that it's not already stellar. But yeah, I would be interested to see if his drawing style changes at all based on getting his eyes fixed. But yeah. So 4 weeks without 4 weeks without One Piece, and as far as, oh, sorry about that. As far as I know, The next time we will be seeing a chapter of One Piece will be about July 10th. So we do have quite a long wait, but actually, what is it? It's currently less than a month away since it is the 13th. Can you believe it's already the 13th of June? Holy buckets. But yeah. Really quick, Trick said a central fiction. That is very true. But we have Cryo Prime in here who says station all little late to the party, didn't read anything this week, but watched the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in another world and campfire cooking in another world with my, what does that say? With my absurd skills. Oh, the name of the anime is Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skills. That is a crazy anime name. Reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist in Another World sounds absolutely awesome, and I would like to see them, or like to see that. Trick says years going by quickly, for sure, for sure. I mean, it's gonna be a huge milestone, but I mean, do you guys realize that not this November, but next November, I will have been on YouTube for 10 years, an entire decade of Afro X. Um, and that's gonna be crazy. Honestly, by then, I'd guess we'd be creeping up on like 700 videos, something like that. But yeah. Hopefully we have a lot more subs by then. Um, but yeah, this November we are coming up on 9 years though. Um, and yeah, because this started back in 2014. November 18th, 2014 was the first time I uploaded a video on this channel. So mark it on your calendars, boys. Anyways, Cryo, just for a little bit of context, we were talking, or the main topic today was the haunted house anime. Just wondering if you have ever seen the haunted house, and if you have, what your take is on it, and if you haven't, a high suggestion for you to watch it. But yeah. Well, I believe that is all the content we have for today. Um, I don't want to produce dead air here. So yeah. Uh, in conclusion, watch the haunted house. Watch the haunted house while you are waiting for more One Piece. Um, and we will see you next time. Keep YouTubing, YouTubers. Don't fight the fro. And always remember to stay legendary.